Hello everybody, welcome to Friday Sews. My name's Carole, this is my channel Sew Carole, and thank you for joining me today down in my very chilly cabin at the bottom of the garden. Now, if you've ever wondered why I do come down here and film, the reason is my husband works from home and he's on conference calls more or less all day. They're quite noisy conference calls. So to get some peace and quiet, this is why I hide down the bottom of the garden in the cabin. Now, I've often thought about bringing some sewing stuff down here because we don't really use this room. So, I mean, wouldn't it be lovely just having a little sewing machine there? Just nice little quiet sewing machine, quiet area. I might do that one day. Anyway, thank you so much to Jen for creating this hashtag Friday Sews. Obviously, we all know about it, but just in case it's the first time you've ever tuned in, this is a hashtag that was created to get all the sewing community together on a Friday and just talk about what they've been making, a little bit about life and their plans. And it was created by Jen, whose amazing channel, Today in Jen's Sewing Room. Thank you, Jen. You've changed my world and a lot of other people's. And we've just got such a great community going. So I've had a very good week sewing. Oh, I will just put an apology. This is an apology to my father, who last week I referred to his beautiful workshop, his fully equipped workshop, as a shed. And bless them, they do watch my channel. So I'm sorry, Dad, I really didn't mean to call your beautiful workshop a shed. It's funny actually, because we're all very protective of what we call our sewing spaces. My husband often refers to my sewing room as a sweatshop, i.e. like a factory in Thailand or somewhere, but yeah, he calls it my sweatshop. And I know other people call it the sewing nooks or the sewing studios. So be interested to find out actually what you refer to your sewing space as. Mine's just sewing room, boring old sewing room, but not a sweatshop. So I just thought I'd see what other people called their sewing spaces. Now, so what have I been making this week? Well, I did achieve everything I wanted to achieve before we go away in a couple of days' time. I've been naughty this week. I've actually filmed this on a Wednesday because I've got a lot to do before we go. So, but I've done sewing, so I've got lots to show you. First of all, I will show you that I made my Butterick top, Butterick 6813, for my holiday. So I will insert that fashion show segment here. So this is my Butterick 6813. Now, I made this in a viscose challis. It's very light. It has got a paler background, but because you can see the pattern through it slightly, I don't think it's too bad. It's got these beautiful 3/4 length sleeves, and then you add the flounce. And the good thing about it is you don't have to gather the flounce. You just set it in. You've got to do a bit of trimming and snipping, but it does work quite easily. My favourite bit, of course, is this tie here. It's really clever how you make tucks in the fabric. You make the two ties, you make tucks in the fabric, and you insert them in. So you're still, there's no seams down the front. And then you can just tie it how you want to tie it, or in a bow. So it's got straight back. There is a neck opening at the back, and I've just put a button on, and I made a tiny little rouleau loop. So I was really happy making this. It was a fun make. I know it's not an ideal colour for me, that I do know, but if I wear a necklace over it, it should break up the colour a little bit. I'm just chucked it on over my jeans, so I would definitely dress it up a little bit more than I have now, but I just thought I would show you my make. Another thing I worked on this week was I finished the shirt for my husband. I will whisper that bit. He might watch this, but that's okay. He won't know what it looks like, so I finished that. I also managed to finish the Newy Look sweatshirt. It's like a sweatshirt tunic actually. It's quite long. I didn't make it as long as that for my daughter. And that beautiful sort of feathery green print. I'll put the filming of her wearing it. She said, I'm going to do it like you do, Mum. You know, so she's done all the twirls and everything. She's taking the mickey out of me. So I was really pleased with this. She really likes it. I didn't have enough fabric, if you remember, for the hood, but actually it's fine without. When I've made it for her before, the cuffs have come up a little bit short, so I actually made sort of a cuff on it, a knitted cuff on it, and I don't know, it's something cozy about having a knitted cuff around your wrist. So I was very glad I got that done for her. And then I also managed to finish a pair of pyjamas. How many times have I done this pattern now? Simplicity 9337. So I ordered some fabric last week. It wasn't enough fabric, so I had to order some more. That came this week, so I cracked on and made a pair of pyjamas for her out of the white fabric, as you can see. And I'm not going to have time before I go away, but she tried them on today, absolutely loves them, and said, when are you going to make me the next pair? So I'm going to make it out of that other blue floral fabric because that was just lovely. So I'm happy I got all that done. This week also, I don't know, I expect most of you are aware, but I've got that Lutterlow system that my mother gave me that she bought back in the 1970s. So I had a go at making another basic top. I made it out of this fabric. I'll insert a picture in here. I appreciate that a lot of you aren't interested in the system at all. Why would you be? It's far easier just to buy a pattern. But it's a challenge and it's good fun, and I do like using it. So I made it out of this. I think it's a viscose, like a crepe jersey. It's quite sheer actually. It was a nightmare to work with, as I think I said in the video. It slipped around everywhere. It's actually quite heavy, so had to sort of secure the seams. But have a look at the picture. It's quite a nice top, and it will definitely go with white shorts or crop trousers, as I tend to have. I got some white crop linen trousers that I made last year. So hopefully when I go on my following holiday, which hopefully will be nice and warm in Florida in March, I can wear that with some white crop trousers. One thing I will say this week, of course, for the last sort of few months, I seem to be continually working with knits or jerseys, and this was that Butterick top. It was so beautiful to work with cotton. Then I did that cotton shirt, and this just to work with a fabric that doesn't move, and it just feels so much cleaner. I was actually in love with this fabric. You know, when you just get some fabric that you absolutely love and you enjoy doing every seam and pressing every seam just to keep looking at it. Well, that's how I felt about this fabric. And when you iron it, it's flat, it's beautiful. Yeah, you kind of miss that on jersey fabrics, don't you? So yeah, it was nice to work with lighter fabrics just for a change. I did pick up a couple of patterns this week. I've got a few more things to make for my husband for his birthday, and I picked up a birder pattern for a long sleeve t-shirt. It did make me laugh because it says birder young, but I'm sure that's not going to make much difference. But it's got a pattern for long sleeve t-shirt, and it's actually got that colour block in there, which I think is quite cool. So I'm going to give that one a go when I get back. And I also got this one, Simplicity 8705. Now this is his kind of top where you've got the zip neck. He doesn't often wear the zip all the way down, but he's got so many like this. But I thought it'd be nice to actually have a go at making one because I've never done something like that before. I've done zip front now because I made that sweatshirt top a couple of weeks ago, but I'm going to have a go at making that. That one looks really intriguing with the side pocket, but he won't need that with the sweatshirt fabric that I've got. So, and then the third pattern I got has been a little bit of a favourite with Jen's at the moment. It's Simplicity 9272, and she loves this. She loves this one that she's made, and I think she's made this one. It's also got a really nice pants pattern as well there. So I thought I need to get hold of this pattern. I very much like the look of making this little jersey sort of cardigan, and this I will be doing when I get back from holiday, hopefully. But I've got this in my wardrobe, and it's a very soft knit, beautiful knit soft fabric. Now, I don't know, a lot of you talk about hutchy knits, and I don't quite know if this is one, but it's super soft, very floppy, similar to a lot of I've got a jumper out of it and some other things, so whether it's that or not I don't know, but it might make a very nice soft little cardigan. So when I get back from holiday, I am hoping to give that a go. Now, as I've said before, we are off to Austria, and I'm very excited because we haven't been back there for 3 years, and we used to go every single year. So we're not skiing, we're doing some walking. I looked on the webcam today and they've actually had some snow, because the whole of the European ski resorts have been suffering from very little snow. And our idea is that we want to do walking off the slopes, so we were really hoping for snow. But fingers crossed they've had snow today, so let's hope that stays. The funny thing about this holiday is that most of the time I wear sort of 80%, I think, handmade clothes, apart from jeans and a few jumpers. But this holiday, all I've packed, it's things like sort of soft shell trousers, walking trousers, hoodies and things like that, and sort of technical fleeces. And so I won't be wearing many handmade clothes apart from the evenings, which is going to be really odd for me because I seem to live in them at the moment. So I've got a couple of, obviously, the pieces, and I made some nice tunics for the winter. For Christmas I made a nice sparkly burgundy tunic, so I'm taking a few of those things with me. But yeah, it's going to be odd not wearing my handmade stuff. I really hope to be able to get some photos for you, some beautiful photos. I'm very much looking forward to the wonderful hot chocolates they do with the huge mountain of whipped cream on the top. I just love sitting outside their lovely little mountain huts drinking their hot chocolates. So I've been revising my German to be able to order one of those. And also their ham and cheese toasties at lunchtime, and their soups. Oh, I love Austrian foods. So yeah, we need to be walking to burn some of those calories off next week. I'm going to put some couple of photos up at the end. We haven't done any fun walks or anything, but sometimes in January you get a bit down, don't you? And you want to think to head to spring. So I went round my garden this week and I could just see some signs of spring coming in the plants. And I got some beautiful mini daffodils at the front of our house, and they were this high. So I thought I'd take some pictures to show spring. It'll be here before we know it. Just something to look forward to. So I'm going to leave it there for this week. Very short and sweet this week, but you've probably already watched me this week with the Lutterloaf system video. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope you liked some of the things I've made this week. If you've got time, chat with me in the comments. I always love a good chat and, see what your opinions are on things. And I look forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks. Might not do any filming next week because I won't have any sewing to show you. Maybe I'll just do a quick little film if we've got some beautiful snowy pictures. But apart from that, take care, have a wonderful weekend. I hope you get lots of snowing in. I'll see you soon. Bye.